Dave Chapelle, when he used to, make fun, do the skits with the Lil Jon shit.
Oh yeah. Dave Chapelle, that's my nigga. Yeah, I love that nigga, man.
He don't give a fuck.
He don't give a fuck. Did you see the comedy special?
I seen every single one, even the last one. It was like really where they were trying to cancel him and shit.
Yeah, the closer.
Yeah, that shit was good. I think one of the funniest ones was like, you remember the one shit where he was like, he was talking about going to school. He was talking about how, like, white kids, he was like, the whole school, like, talking about shit, shooting up the school.
Yeah.
He was like, why don't you just skip class, nigga? That's what I did.
Yeah.
That shit was weak. I was like,
because he was talking about the drill. Yeah. He was like, why y'all showing all these kids?
Where are we meeting? Remember?
Yeah, he was like, ultimately, you showing the shooter with everything, too.
Yeah. He be weak. That shit kicking in yet?
I think it kicked in a long time ago.
I forgot to ask. My fault.
Yeah, that's why I'm a little extra smiley now. But I ate just the right amount. But my favorite part of it was when he was talking about J.K. Rowling, the writer of the Harry Potter books and stuff, and how they tried to kind of counsel her after she spoke her mind about transgenders and
they said that she was like a feminist something.
She was some kind of radical feminist, trans exclusionary feminist, and she said gender is a fact, and he was like I agree with that. Gender, it's really kicking in now, but he was like, gender, I agree with that. Gender is a fact. And every human being on this planet had to come through the vagina of a real woman. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I remember that.
Yeah, and he was like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying trans pussy is not pussy, but it's like impossible pussy.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
Beyond pussy. That nigga had me weak on that one. Yes. Weak. I think that was one of the jokes they was maddest about, because they tried to get him the fuck out of there.
Yeah, but Netflix wasn't having it. It was like, yo, come on, it's Dave Chapelle, man. He don't give a listen. They would have canceled. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He would not give a fuck.
I think he give a fuck, but he think he can't be canceled, and I think he need to be careful with that. I think Netflix
he walked away from Comedy Central.
Yeah, he walked away, but he came back and he need fame and notoriety to a certain extent, you know what I'm saying? Because he might have left at a certain point, but that nigga came all the way back, you know what I'm saying? And I think Netflix stood next to him because they done invested like $70 million in this nigga. They can't just remove all his specials, because that would be throwing away all that money. I think it was more of them thinking about what they had already invested in Dave. And that was why they decided not to take off all his shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I think he might have, before that, Dave could have did anything with Netflix. He could have had movie deals with them, whatever the fuck, because all his specials was, huge successes and shit, But now I think they're going to be a little more reluctant to work, do any new projects with him. Although I think he producing a few other comedian specials that's gonna be on Netflix and shit. But I don't think he gonna be on them specials and shit. But his name gonna be on them and shit. But I think even them deals was already done.
Yeah, he probably got a bag off them shits, right? He probably got a bag off those bills or off those projects, right?
The ones he already did.
The ones he did.
Yeah, he got $70 million. They paid him $70 million up front for 3 or 4 specials.
That's OD.
That's why he was on the closer. He was like, this is my last special for a while, because this is my last one on the deal that I made with Netflix and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying?
That's fire though. Yeah, man. Shout out to Dave Chapelle.
But
man.
the nigga he's a genius, man. He's one of the best comedians to do it, from a long time. He the way, because he do it like a conversation and don't make the punchline so like, you know they coming, but it's like he do it in a way to where that shit is hilarious, and he's just telling the story. Like that whole closer shit was just pretty much him telling the story of that
the girl,
the transgender girl that ended up committing suicide and stuff. You know,
she was all day. That was crazy.
And in all the jokes leading up to it, like all the whole LGBT community, it seemed like missed the whole point because they probably didn't even watch that shit all the way to the end. You know what I'm saying? Of
course.
They probably got triggered by some other joke and was like, "Fuck him," and turned it off and wrote a fucking Twitter article about him.
I was sad. Once I saw the ending myself, I was like, damn, like this shit is a real story. Like,
yeah, she was a real chick.
That shit was OD. I was like, damn, that's wild. And I think what led to that was like, because remember she went on Twitter and she was talking about like, you know, about Dave Chappelle defending him.
Yeah.
And like I think that probably what led.
Because the community jumped on her.
Yeah, that's OD, bro. Like,
and like a day after that, she killed herself.
That's crazy. Like,
but ain't nobody else mentioned that shit. No, none of the trans people, none of the people that was protesting, ain't none of them bringing up the fact that maybe they was the one that bullied her into ultimately committing suicide and shit.
It's just like what you said before in the beginning of our podcast when you was talking about, like, you know, everybody against clash, like shit don't matter. Like if you're not in some type of like group or some shit, you feel me? They'll, you know, extort you or some shit. You know, it's crazy, man. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. But yeah, like I said, man, shout out Dave Chappelle. He a real one. Like, I think he's real. Like, he keep it real.
Yeah, he keep it all the way real.